Welcome to the stream where we are going to be playing Sword of the Stars again, this time by request. And this time I decided I'm not going to mess around with the humans because they, even though they do travel really fast in FTL travel, they have very limited rules to their movement. And so I'm going to be probably what I would think is the easiest race in the game. And it will just be simple, showing people how simple the game actually can get, because the last time I did this it was pretty terrible, honestly. And I blame it on the fact that I didn't know that the sectors had to be secure for you to be able to get your trade routes open for oh, what is it? What am I thinking of? For trade, there we go. For FTL trade, I think is what they call it. And I didn't know that the whole sector had to be secure for that reason. And for some reason, what it was is I ended up having this just tiny little corner of my sector not secure because I couldn't get to the planet because it was off the node line path, and it was just a pain in the ass. Whereas we're going to be playing the Tarka today, and the Tarka have a simple point and click move system. So it doesn't get any more simple than the Tarka. But we'll go into detail and everything about that. As I've put in there, this is a tutorial of some sort. It's a Tarkan tutorial because this is going to be really nice and easy to explain. I'll still touch a little bit on the other races as well. Because one of the neat things about this game is that every race travels in their own separate way. Every single one of them have their own version of FTL travel, and each one travels a little bit differently. I'd say the Tarka and the Lear are probably the closest to each other. Other than that, everyone else travels completely differently. Well, maybe the Morgi as well. They're pretty much just point and click as well. They seem to be the three races that travel pretty much the same. I'm going to go ahead and boost this music up just a little bit more. Because now that it's OBS Studio, like, everything seems really low. Eureka! So I'm trying to boost it up. What does that sound like? That's probably not going to be too bad. If it is a little low, I'm sorry, but at least it's showing on the audio meters now. It wasn't even showing on the audio meters when I first got into this game. I'm like, what? Are you serious? And before we start, I want to explain to people, if you do get this game and you want to play in window mode, please listen to what I'm going to say, because this fixes it. If you run the game in window mode and then you exit the game, and then you come back to the game and it's already in window mode, your loading times are going to be atrocious, and usually the window will say not responding. There is a very simple way to fix this. You basically just Alt-Enter as soon as you get in, you put it into full screen mode, and then just Alt-Enter back into window mode. And a lot of times, or probably all the time, it's actually going to lock your window into the upper left corner of the screen. I don't understand why this happens. It's kind of stupid, but I think it's because Alt-Enter, forcing it into window mode, sometimes just doesn't work very well. And this game, unfortunately, doesn't have an ability to get into window mode. Well, I mean, it does. Oh, it actually does, yeah. Huh. Weird. Maybe you don't have to do Alt-Enter. But I would recommend Alt-Enter in the beginning, because you're going to have to go into the options and take off full screen mode, or put it on full screen mode, then back into window mode. Because for some reason, when it loads up in window mode already, it just has atrocious load times when it comes to combat. And it was one of the reasons I was going to stop playing this game, so I talked to people on the forums, on the Steam forums, and they were like, yeah, this is what you can do to fix it. And it sounded almost like it wouldn't work, like it was a really dumb thing. It was like, oh, yeah, right, sure, you put it into full screen mode, and then you put it back into, yeah, that's going to fix it for sure. But it actually does. And I mean, when I was streaming this before, I always had a problem with the loading in window mode. It would always freeze for me, but it wouldn't freeze for the stream, which was the strangest thing. Like, it was still loading the loading bar, but for me it was just completely frozen, and I had no idea if it was going to load or not, and it tacks on extra load times, and it's really annoying. But that is a way that you can get around it, but you have to do it every single time. You can't ever forget, or you will have that problem. So, just letting you know, I don't know if you can do it inside of games. Maybe you can. I think you probably can, but maybe not. Hello, Sung. Welcome to the stream. We are going to get started. This is just going to be a nice, easy Tarka mission, or Tarka, whatever they call these skirmishes, I guess. Guess it would be called a skirmish. We're not going to do the tutorial, because the tutorial is good, but, you know, it's not that good. So we'll do custom scenario, and we are going to play as... We're going to probably have all the races in it, for sure. Except for those... Oh, I hate the Zool. I'm not going to do the mountain, because that turned out really, really bad. I'm thinking maybe... No, the ring is what Hakayam did. I was thinking of doing... Where is the real space? Zool are lovely, though. Yeah, they're lovely if you think that destroying your own planets is lovely. They're so annoying. Because that's what they do. The Zool always overharvest their planets. You can't stop them from overharvesting their planets. And once their planets are dead, they have to move on. Whereas other people, they can kind of, you know, be good with their planets. Where's real space? There it is. So I want to try real space. Bare minimum that they say on the Steam forums, or maybe it was the wiki, I'm not sure where I got this information, but they said have about 20 stars per player. So we're going to have 6 players, so we're going to have 120 stars, which should be enough, and I can't possibly get that to be perfect. I don't know if it's going to work, though. I can't decide between Hivers, Lear, and Fat Birds. Yeah, they're all pretty good. I really like the Hivers. Like, if you can deal with their slow starts, Hivers are probably the best. But I mean, honestly, Tarkas are great. Their living steel is like ridiculously good, as long as you upgrade it. So we're not going to change our strategic turn length. We're not going to change the combat turn length. You can change it. I know Hakayam was changing it sometimes because some of his combats were getting to be huge. Oh, you're going for cuteness factor? Yeah, it is pretty tough. I think I'd say Lear, maybe. Hivers are adorable, I agree, but Lear, like, they got the weird, like, curves going and everything, and I don't know, I like dolphins. I think they look pretty. We're going to start with the normal initial treasury, which is 50,000, man, that seems really crazy. Like, when I was watching Hunter Black Luna play this, he bumped all this up to, like, insane amounts. I'm like, yeah, that's going to be easy. Tarkas are my favorite, but I expect you or John would want those. What, Tarkas? Or the other ones that you were saying are more adorable. Well, I mean, I know what's not adorable. The Zool are not adorable. The Zool are ugly looking. I'm going to leave the random encounters on 100%. I know people hate it, but like everybody that I watch it, they're like, oh my gosh, I have to turn that down because it's crazy, but I don't know, I like it. We'll keep the distance at these normal places and stuff. I think I'm just going to try real space. I think it'll work just fine with the Tarkas because they are a point-and-click race. You just see something, go for it. As long as you got the gas, go for it. That's all you got to do. And so we'll go ahead and create a game. Let's see. Tarkan. I gotta think of something. Ah, yes. The Tarkan Tours. Because it's kind of like Tarkan Tutorial, but not Tutorial. Isn't 25% more reasonable for random encounters? I don't do it. I like having the asteroid monitors. Those can really help if you can get it under your belt. Like, they can really help secure your systems without wasting resources on ships. And so that's just one of the things I'm, like, super liking there. So I don't think we'll have anybody, like, we won't have any set teams. If people want to be allies or whatnot, that's fine, but I'm not going to have any set teams because I think it messes everything up. So, I'm going to be the Tarkas. Now let's see if we can find a cool looking Tarka. This almost looks more like a Zool. Crazy looking. That actually looks like a Zool too. Wow. And that looks like a human. That doesn't look like a Tarka. I think that's because it actually is a human with a Tarka, oh, what are those things called? The martial arts headband or something like that. I think it is. But we don't want to be a human. This one looks more like a hiver. You know what? I don't know what to pick. So I'm just going to pick random. You can see all these codes and stuff. Or not codes. Insignias. There we go. And I'll just pick random there too. Yeah, martial trainer. That's right. And I'll just pick a random color too. It's fine. I like random. Like a lot of random. We'll just keep this normal. Doesn't matter about the AI because this is going to be me. And like I said, we're just going to keep them on separate teams or whatnot. And if people want to ally up, that's fine. If they don't, that's fine too. I do tend to be more of a passive player in this game though. So team 2, random. We'll just... No, we don't want to keep them random. We want all the races. So let's do humans. I think it starts at random already. Yeah, it does. Make sure everything starts at random. We'll keep them on normal because it should be pretty good, hopefully. And this one will be the hivers, which is going to be really... Oh, that is a weird looking hiver, I'll tell you. Usually hivers look like bugs, but that guy does not look like a bug at all. That looks like a golem or something. That is pretty freaking creepy. Done. And so now we'll go ahead and grab the Lear. Done. And this is as easy as it is to set up if you just want to have everyone and just not care about really setting them up that much. And then the Moragi. There. So now we have the Tarka, the humans, the hivers, the Lear, the Zool, and the Moragi. And now we'll go ahead and start. Oh, so apparently these are hivers. They don't look like hivers to me. They just don't look like hivers to me. What in the hell? Why am I seeing green? Did I put an alliance on? Please tell me I didn't put alliance on. I'm pretty sure I didn't put alliance on. I did. And the Zool is my ally. What? I didn't change their team though. I swear to God I didn't change their team. Unless it's just random allies. Which, if that's so, I've never really seen that before. Or maybe they just wanted to start out as it. Can you increase the stream resolution a tad? You mean like to 720? I could try. I don't know if it's gonna work though. Oh, I think if I increase the stream resolution, I have to stop streaming. Because I don't think that's something I can change. Let me see here. A video. Yeah, I can't change it. I expect your CPU can keep up. Yeah, give me a second. I'll stop real quick and then I'll come back.